Good morning, everyone. From old Route 66.
Today is day 2 of my American road trip, and I did not make it nearly as far yesterday as I intended to, but you know what? Any morning you can wake up on old Route 66 is a good morning.
But because I'm so far behind where I wanted to be, I'm now in a quandary. I have got to decide whether I go slow and spend a lot of time stopping today along parts of the road that I know and love very well, but visited as recently as last summer, or whether we keep the stopping and chatting to a minimum today and I just bullet through over on into New Mexico as quickly as possible. There are so many upsides to taking a no plan, just winging it trip like we're doing, but it's definitely one of the downsides when you wake up and you're like, do we go this way? Do we go that way? Do we stay on this path? Go that path? Go slow? Go quickly? Well, at least it's a good problem to have, and there's no better place to have it than wandering around Seligman, Arizona, the real-life Radiator Springs, on a beautiful May morning. One thing I've got to do, because I always try to support businesses I like, especially the smaller they are, is head into Angel's old barber shop in here and get myself a couple of stickers. Got new boxes in the van. Since I don't intend on being on Route 66 this whole trip, or even really a quarter of the trip, I've got to get some sick Route 66 sticks while the getting's good. All right, well, I think that's enough procrastination. The van is messy, but it's packed, so time to hit the road. Whew. Every time I'm like, oh, okay. Look at this. I got my twin next door. Dude, it is so windy that just sitting in the van, you can feel it rocking back and forth. Whoa, holy moly. I didn't even want to stop, but I had to get gas. Oh, there's Williams, Arizona down there. Do you know how hard it is for me not to go to Williams, Arizona? Hey. Holy moly. My one consolation for moving along will be at least I can come back when it's less windy. Oh, look at this where I parked over here. It's like a little van meetup. See that van next to me, the Chevy? That is very similar to my old GMC Vandura, and that one's also a Starcraft, an old conversion van. That's one of those things where once you see one, you start seeing them everywhere. All right, we gotta get out of here. It's too windy. Boy, it sure is pretty out here. And Chuck Berry on the radio doesn't hurt. I truly love me some Northern Arizona, man. On tour, whenever we'd get to come this way instead of through I-10, I'd be so stoked. Not that I don't like Southern Arizona, but come on, it is just absolutely gorgeous up here, if a little blustery. Right, Dash? Dash knows what I'm talking about. Look at this. Construction. Boring. Hey, don't you hit me with that scoop. Don't you hit me with that scoop. Not so express are we now, huh, FedEx? No, we're not.
Oh my gosh, this wind is out of control. It keeps blowing me out of the lane. I would be worried about tipping over, except for, you know, you can see the trucks aren't tipping over, so it's not that bad, but whew, I'm not used to the top of this van being so high and sail-like. Of course, now that the traffic's over, I'm not sure what was worse, the traffic or the wind when you're back at speed. I think both are worse. Dude, the dying speedometer and gauges starting to get a little annoying. Luckily, they're like Lazarus. They're always coming back to life. Boy, it's loud in here. Well, I came over the mountains. I was hoping the wind would be better, but no. It's just as gusty on the other side. But it's not too bad, my friends. No. What's bad is this! The twin arrows have become lone arrow! Great Scott, we've got an arrow down! We've got an arrow down! Oh, this is terrible! I know it's been down for a little while. I was just hoping that it would have been fixed by now. This is some sort of Back to the Future type thing, you know? We got the Twin Pine Mall, then the Lone Pine Mall, and now Twin Arrows is the lone arrow. Unbelievable. Dude, I never thought I'd be able to sit down on the lower arrow. Oh yeah, dude, this just feels so wrong. It shouldn't be down. Oh, there comes that wind again. Now we can't worry too much
because the twin arrows have been downed before and repaired. Holy crap, it's so windy, dude. I can see this arrow wobbling above me. Right now it's one arrow. Hopefully it doesn't become none arrow while I'm sitting under it. I know the last lady that spearheaded the, no pun intended, the restoration of the twin arrows died tragically, so someone else will have to fill her shoes, because that is one iconic piece of Route 66 history. Man, if only I knew who the right person was to get permission from. I'd love to take the back part of one of those arrows before they have to build a whole new arrow, you know, and put it up somewhere in my garage. I don't have any room anyway. Oh yeah, dude, look at that thing bounce. That's how the other one broke off. Just years and years of that. Holy cow, I'm getting blown away here. And I don't just mean by how awesome this sick sticker is, you know, on the gas pump. I mean, literally, I'm getting blown away. Twin Arrows is just one of those places that keeps getting destroyed and destroyed and destroyed, but it's so iconic, and Route 66 people love it so much. Seems like every so often, eventually, when it gets bad enough, people will come together and try and do some amount of restoration. But as I always point out, every time we come over here, the deterioration on the interior is getting worse and worse and worse. The roof is coming down. It's now or never out there, because this building here is not going to last. Hey, what the heck? Where's Peppy? I don't know where Peppy is, but Darren was here. All right, well, moving on. All in all, it's not such a bad drive. I just wish it was a little less blustery. Seems like it's getting better, though, as we roll across the landscape. Nothing I love more than old Route 66. I just wish I could put the Chuck Berry I'm listening to on the video you're watching, so you'll just have to picture Chuck Berry playing in the background. All right, friends. Well, we've now come exactly 527 miles along this trip. Seems like it should be more, but I know that's exactly how many it is, because we've just reached a very specific milestone, and here it is. Just look at the size of that jackrabbit right there. It is always good to be back in Joseph City, Arizona, from whence the good people of the Jackrabbit Trading Post sent me one of their mileage signs, which is now hanging up in my garage workshop at home to remind me every single day that the Jackrabbit Trading Post is only a meager 527 miles away. Boy, between the wind and the train noise, I feel like I need earplugs to be standing out here. Aw, I miss this guy. Just look at Mr. Rabbit's adorable face. Why couldn't a giant rabbit be infesting my garage instead of you-know-who? I can't stop here for too long, but I gotta go inside and grab some stickers for my luggage. All right, let's head inside. Dude, the Jackrabbit has been here for decades and decades, at least 70 years in business. Wonder how long these paintings have been in here. A lot of good swag. My favorite spot is the Route 66 room. Hey, look at this. My Route 66 sign is still in here. I forgot about that. I guess the signs are mutual. Yeah, I gotta buy some sick merch. Oh my. Dude, I could stay and talk to Cindy, who runs the Jackrabbit, and her family all day. They're so nice. They were just telling me something I did not know about this gas station down the road. See, Cindy and family took it over, the Jackrabbit that is, in the mid-90s, and her grandfather had run the Jackrabbit and also had built a campground and this gas station over here. And then later the properties were split up between various family members. So down further along the road, back in this area, was the campground. And it was actually originally the Jackrabbit Campground. Look at that. You can still see the word campground on the side of the building, and then there's $10 and up. I would definitely pay $10, maybe even double that, if I could park back there in the van and just sleep out at the Jackrabbit tonight. It must be so pitch dark here. They were saying you could see the Milky Way. It's like true dark sky area, you know, with the trains rolling by. Anyway, I didn't know this, but apparently later on in its history, this gas station here, the Jackrabbit gas station, which, by the way, had, they believe, one of the tallest, if not the tallest, gas station sign in Arizona, if not the United States, back when it used to say Texaco up there really big with 15-foot letters. They were saying at some point an uncle or somebody got a hold of this place and was leasing it out to tenants who were running a mechanic shop out of here, and that they turned out to be some of the biggest scoundrels on Route 66. Apparently, I had never heard of this, but apparently this was a common trick back in the olden times, you know, the Model T times, going all the way back that far, that you'd come to the mechanic shop and they would squirt a bunch of oil on the ground or at the gas pumps, you know, squirt it all over your rear axle, and they go, oh, you've got a really bad oil leak or whatever, and then convince you to park it here. They would take it apart, take it off, go down into Holbrook, into town a ways. All they would do is wash it off, bring back the same part, put it back on your car, and basically be charging you for nothing. Well, apparently at some point, a mechanic stopped in here with his truck that he had just resealed and taken care of, got wind, no pun intended, okay, pun intended, of what was going on here, because he pulled over to the Jackrabbit instead to check. He's like, hey, there's no leak. And they were telling me this place got raided by like all kinds of people, FBI and whoever else, sheriffs and police, and it's been shut down ever since. It'd be nice to see this place in the campground maybe come back to life one day, though. All right, I got a lot more driving to do. I was gonna have a snack, eat a little bit of lunch over here right in front of the Jackrabbit, because I love sitting here watching all the trains go by and all that. But since Holbrook isn't very far away, I think I might go head there first before I take my final break and then push on into and through, I hope, a big chunk of New Mexico. Well, it's blustery here in Holbrook as well. No escape from the wind today, but I must say, not a bad view going on over here. Now, stopping by for lunch is no substitute for actually staying in the Wigwam Motel. But since it's all I've got time for, I'll take it. Of course, I have actually stayed in these wigwams before. You guys remember, I've actually pee-peed in this teepee. And I actually teepeed this teepee. I mean wigwam. And not only that, but I'm looking forward to the day I can do it again, too. But until then, I'm glad to at least be able to roll through for a little while. Because I gotta say, the view is pretty decent. Dude, I love it out here. God's honest truth. I don't know what it is. I love the Old West. I love Route 66. Holbrook is a great town. And by the way, pro tip, if you come to Holbrook during the summer, during summer nights, they have a Native American dance group. It's all the kids. Keep them out of trouble. Keep them in touch with their traditions. And they do free dances that you can go and watch in the park downtown, which I filmed last time I was here. So if you're just seeing this for the first time ever, we've done whole Route 66 trips, Chicago to LA. We've done LA to Chicago. I've done lots of little side trips where we stay at the Wigwam and other places. So if you've never seen those before, go check them out. I'm eating way too much of this. If today was in a book, the chapter title would be Turbulence on the Ground. So much wind, but we've now made it all the way across Arizona into New Mexico. I even passed up Gallup, although I love staying in Gallup so much, trying to make it farther east. And I was hoping to go to Tinkertown tomorrow, just outside of Albuquerque, but it turns out it's going to be closed tomorrow, so now I'm just thinking about driving even farther, which would be fine, except for this wind, man. Like I said, the top of the van just makes the van blow back and forth so much, taking like twice the effort to steer. Your arms are locked the whole time. Just making me tired. So I think I'm just going to shut everything down, drive as far as I can, and we'll just have to see how far I can get. I'll meet up with you guys further along down the road. these arrows haven't fallen down. Sheesh, look at the size of these things. They're gargantuan. I always try to stop by the Route 66 Hotel and Casino, which is just before you get to Albuquerque, because the restrooms are rather nice. I definitely won't be doing any gambling though, not with the way my luck has been going today. No, this trip, it will just be a pit stop. Well, actually every trip, because I don't usually gamble. Maybe just the penny slots in Las Vegas for grumpies and giggles. I was just thinking though, they gotta make 2 more of these arrows and donate them to Twin Arrows, you know? Especially because these arrows, although you can't tell at the moment, actually light up with neon at night. Anyway, today didn't turn out to be the most exciting road trip day I've ever had, but it's all part of the adventure. And because I started at the Roadrunner place getting coffee, I decided to also end my day with another Roadrunner. I called up the Roadrunner Motel in Tucumcari, and now all I've got to do is make that long drive through the evening and sunset and get out there before it's too late to check in. But hopefully, Tucumcari tonight. And yes, for those of you who want to know, it is still rather windy out here, but don't worry, driving in this weather is a breeze. Rollin', 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 keep that van a-rollin', keep that van a-rollin' along. Well, the sun has gone down in the west. Gas is still riotously expensive. I don't know what I was hoping for. But hopefully I've pumped the last drop I need to pump for the day as the sun goes down at the Flying Sea Ranch here. By the way, you see that Suburban? That is the fifth car, SUV specifically actually, where a guy will roll up to you and say, hey, I'll offer you this 24 karat gold ring or a ring with jewels on it, and you give me gas. Now see how that guy just drove away right now without getting any gas? That's the 5th time on this trip, by the way. So the first time when I was in California, I was like, oh, sorry, dude, I have no cash, because I never keep cash on me. But after the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and now 5th time, I'm like, what's the scam? I don't get it. I give you gas, and then I have a worthless ring. I never see them get gas. They always drive off. Does the ring have a GPS tracker in it that was given to you by aliens? You're gonna track me and probe me later? I don't know. I mean, we are in New Mexico, so this particular time, definitely probably something to do with aliens. Ah, the good old American travel stop. A place where you can get all of the dapper necessities of life. And holy cow, would you look at the size of this bear? Dude, look at this. I only come up to his chest. I like how it says do not touch. You guys killed and stuffed it and I can't even touch it? Ooh. This could be my new look. Man, this place has it all. Religion, chili peppers and religion, a gunfighting armadillo. Look at maracas. I could finally go chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom. Dude, I've been to the Flying Sea Ranch like dozens and dozens of times in my life. We used to stop here all the time on tour. And I don't know if it just wasn't here the last time I was here, but I don't think I've ever seen that buffalo. You guys can go check the last video I filmed here in 2015. Maybe I did, and I'm just losing my mind. But I don't think this was here before. That is one big souvenir. Holy cow. Whoa, holy buffalo. They are for sale if you want them. Yeah, that's not, that souvenir's not in my price range, right? Not us, buddy, not us. Ooh, look at all the fireworks. Ooh, these ones look kind of poopy, actually. Wow, magic mushroom fountain. What in the world? Exploding My Little Ponies? This is like Sid from Toy Story's fantasy firework right there. Ooh, this is good. I kind of want this. There's a guy talking to this coin-operated fortune teller. It said, do you seek truth and wisdom? And he said, yeah, sure. What do you know? Speaking of the last time I was here, I remember the last time I was here being very impressed with the toy selection, and I'm not disappointed this time either. Look at that. Universal Hero! Who is the mysterious Universal Hero? No one knows. Aw, Pretty Mermaid and her competitor, Isabella. They seem to have a lot of mermaid toys here. Ooh, and Elizabeth. Oh, and whatever that says, and Miss Cutie. All right, I don't need to go into the Dairy Queen at the far end. I don't need to grill and chill. I need to get back on the road, but I did buy one item from that toy section. I'll let you guess which one. Here goes the final push. On the road again. It's getting real dark on the road again. Do covers like this count for demonetization? I don't know, so let's stop singing, my friend. Oh my gosh. we're finally here. Not that you'd know it from the off-ramp. Creepy. It's one of my favorite towns in America, but it's one of those towns where you gotta get off the interstate and cruise down old Route 66 to get the full effect. Look at this, this is amazing. It's one of the few places where you still have 2 lanes on either side, kind of in the middle of nowhere, way on the western edge of town. From back when Route 66 was the main highway. It was the interstate of its time, which always fascinates and interests me. But less so right now, because mostly right now I'm really tired. Oh, we've got street lights and buildings and a giant windmill. When did they get that? We're back. Now I'm tempted to drive all over town and look at everything. I have to force myself to wait until tomorrow. And that's when I'll consider that our real adventure has truly begun. Oh, it feels good to be home. Oh, this is my absolutely favorite room, and I haven't got to stay in here for years. I almost don't want to bring in any of my stuff or do anything in here so it'll stay perfect, because after all that driving today, I'm pretty sure I've done my duty. It's time for me to motel and sleep well. Time for you to check out store.randomland.com, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Patreon, we got podcasts, we got extra series and stuff, but I can't think about that now. I have to think about sleeping. Anyway, go check that stuff out and you'll have done your duty too. You can go home and sleep well.
Come on, sick shot, bro.
Why are there so many cats?